slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back for, say it with me, the 10th episode of the Unlikely Friends podcast, number 10. And today we have obviously the Toxic Jeremy. We have Court Snort. And joining us today is the lovely Zoe, who is known on TikTok as Zoseph. So welcome in, Zoe. Thank you so much for being here. We're so excited to have you.
Zoe.
I think I'm more excited to be here than you guys are.
I don't know. I've been really excited for this episode just because like
Same.
you're so easy to talk to, and
Yes.
I just know that it's going to be like we're going to have so much fun. I can't wait.
This is going to be.
Oh, we got to clock it already. That's an early on clock it. I'm here for it.
We're building expectations now.
Yeah, I know, really. Building all the expectations. So, a little bit introduction wise, Zoe and I worked together. She still works at Drake's. We worked together. I was her manager for a little bit. We got really close towards like middle to the end of my career there.
Yeah, like summer.
Like over summer we got a lot closer. Kind of when we started going live. You were
Mhm.
one of the ones to convince me to start
Yes.
going live.
Oh, really?
Ange was like, yeah, Ange was like the catapult for me, but then Zoe was like, no, you have to do this. Like, you
didn't
have
know
to
that.
do this. This will be a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, Zoe was big time into like talking me into doing it.
We
But a big
make
part of that is
TikToks at
because,
work.
yeah, we would make all kinds of TikToks at work. All kinds of them. And the other thing is, too, is like Zoe is a lot younger than me. So
Sure.
she would like tell me what works and what doesn't. If there was like a trend, she would be like, okay, Courtney, you have to do this trend because it's like really trending right now. And like, you'll get a lot of views for it. And I'd be like, thanks, Zoe. Thank God you're here.
I do watch a lot of TikTok, so.
Yeah, you do. All right, so let's jump into it. Zoe, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, I grew up right here in Northern Kentucky, in a little small town, and I have a lot of siblings. My dad's been married a lot, so I am technically my mom's oldest. So I have two younger siblings, like full-blooded siblings, and then I have two older siblings with my half siblings, and then I have two step siblings. So I have a huge family, a lot of nieces, a lot of nephews. I would say like my like origin story and like the lore behind me is I grew up in this like such small town, and then I went off to college about an hour and a half away to University of Louisville, which when I tell you, that was the biggest culture shock of my life.
I bet.
I have never like I didn't party in high school. Like I didn't, I wasn't like super popular or anything. So like I was never like around large groups of people or like different types of people, honestly. And I just remember like I was like, you know what? Nobody in my family's ever been to college. I'm gonna go away to college. Be on my own and have this whole like story.
Sure.
And I actually moved there with my best friend from high school. We dormed together freshman year, and oh my god, we partied a lot. But I feel like when you go somewhere like that and like you've never done these things before, it's like I'll never forget when I walked into my first frat party. I was like, there's all these people just like drinking out of this container of God knows what.
Yup.
And
So sketchy.
We're just like dancing in this random house in the middle of Louisville. Like, okay. So I stayed there. I met my current friend group, and we are still friends to this day. We've been friends for probably like 5 years, 6 years now. They all live in Chicago. So I graduated, and my mom lived here in Northern Kentucky, and my little sister was graduating high school. And my mom was like, you need a place to live. I don't want to live here alone anymore. Why don't I move to Louisville and we can live together? And I hadn't lived with my mom since I was 17. At this point, I was 22. So I was like, oh, like, I've been on my own for a long time. But me and my mom are very similar in the sense of, like, as long as, you know, you respect each other, we have a very good relationship of, like, roommate, but, like, mom and daughter.
Yeah.
So we lived together for 2 years. And then my mom got married for, this is only her second marriage. So I'm, after about 2 years living together, she moved to St. Louis. So then I was like, oh my God, I'm on my own again. What do I do? What do I do? And one of my friends was like, I need a roommate. And I was like, okay. So I just moved down the street. And that was like the end of 2024. And then my roommate, who was one of my friends from college, was like, I'm actually going to move to Savannah, Georgia. So when our lease is up in January, you have to find somewhere else to live. And I was like,
God.
it's like, okay. And at this time, I had got a boyfriend that I had met through Facebook, of all places. I'm my mother's daughter. My mother's daughter. And all my family was up here, and I had been in Louisville for like 6 years. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to come back to Northern Kentucky. Another culture shock.
Well, because the boyfriend was living up here, right?
Yes, the boyfriend was up here. My grandpa, my dad, my older siblings, all my nieces and nephews, my brother, my other brother. So it was just me and my aunt in Louisville, and then my sisters in Lexington, like Richmond area. So I was like, let me just go back home instead of driving home every weekend. I was like, I can always come back. I have so many friends that I've built, like my adult friends is what I call them.
Yeah.
In Louisville. And so I was like, whatever, like I'll just move back home. And I've been here for a year and 2 months now. And it's been a lot to like be here as an adult because I haven't been here since I was 17. So trying to like navigate that, and then like starting not a new job, but I worked at a different Drake's in Louisville and was traveling the Midwest, opening new stores, and, you know, having friends all over, you know, the States, just to come in here and being stagnant. So the whole last year, like I stayed here. I didn't, you know, travel or go anywhere. And I just feel like it was a really good like reset. And then me and my boyfriend broke up. So then that was another reset. So I just feel like,
you had quite the year.
Yeah. I
You like moved and then you and him broke up, and then, you know, that was a lot.
I moved here, so that was the restart. I had to get not a new job, but like I said, I had to meet all new friends, make all new, you know, work friends, and figure out how to navigate like being new, but like not new at the same time, because like I know what I'm doing, but like you don't want to like overstep and like make people feel like, you know, you're just coming in here like whatever. But that, I mean, me and my boyfriend broke up in June, and I was like, oh my God, another refresh. And I feel like that was the time when like you started going TikTok live. So
it was
like, I was like, oh, I can post TikToks. Like, let's post some TikToks.
Oh, me and you, girl, like that. We had some revenge TikToks.
We posted a lot of revenge TikToks. Because
I helped Zoe like straight up revenge TikTok for a while. It was fun.
Nice.
Because my ex had TikTok and was like active on TikTok, so I was like, we have to make TikToks and like we're gonna see if he sees them, and you know how you are when like you
and also like me and her ex have a mutual friend, and like he views a lot of my stuff. So I knew he was seeing my TikToks too.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so like even without having to like tag Zoe, like I knew he would see them because I knew this guy was going to be like, "Oh, look, Zoe's in Courtney's TikTok again." Like, yeah. So, going back a little bit, like reversing a little bit, in college, what did you study? What was your major?
Oh gosh. So, it's a lot. What I did, what I started at, where I am now to this day. So, I actually went to college as a chemistry major with the track to go to pharmacy school.
Really?
Yeah. I was a huge like biochemistry nerd in high school. Like I did a whole what's it called? Not a volunteer, but like an internship at the local hospital. And I was taking like special medical classes, and I was doing college classes. I was like, I'm gonna be this pharmacist, and I'm gonna.
While you were in high school.
I was in high school, and I was like, I'm gonna change the world.
So she a baddie and she's smart. Okay.
And then I got to college, and I'm really good at chemistry, but I'm not good at biology. In my first semester of college, I tested out of like the lower biology classes, so I had to start taking like biology like 413 or something, which is like a senior level class. I got like a 12% on my first exam, and I was like, maybe this is not for me. Maybe this isn't for me. So I started looking into other professions that had like a drive and like for helping others and like you know what I mean, in the sense of like I'm very passionate about helping others and making a difference. So I was like, okay, nursing, that's a great, like, very diverse, you can do anything with a nursing degree. Let me become a nurse. Quickly realized after about 2 semesters, because my roommate was also a nursing major, so I was like, oh, like this will be fun. And all my friends were nursing majors, so I was like, oh, like I'll do this. Quickly realized, you know what, after all those years of science is just not for me. And not to get all sad and depressed, when I was a freshman in college, one of my best friends got diagnosed with brain cancer. He was one of my really good friends in high school. And going into my sophomore year, it was my first semester of sophomore year, I was working at UPS, because in Louisville, if you work at the UPS overnight, they pay for your tuition. So I was like, let me just try this out. You know, let me see if I can do this overnight stuff to pay for my college, you know, save myself some extra money, help my parents out a little bit, because they weren't like fully supporting me. They would give me like, you know, help me pay my tuition, but I was mostly on scholarships and like FAFSA and like loans and stuff like that. But they would like pick up the little pieces here and there, but I was like, let me just try this. Quickly realized I am a night person, but it took a lot of mentally and physically out of me, and having to watch like all my friends be able to go home and like hang out with my friend who passed away and like see him and like be able to be there for like, you know, those last moments. Because I mean, he got diagnosed in August and he passed away on Christmas Eve. So it was a very so I came home for Christmas break. Like 3 days. I think I got like 3 days off, if that, because it's peak season for UPS. You have to be there. Sure. And I came home. I had worked the night before, so I like stayed up and just like got picked up. Because I didn't have a car at this point, so I got picked up by my parents, and I come home and I'm sleeping till like 9 p.m. on Christmas Eve, sleeping till like 9 p.m. And I wake up and I have like 17 missed calls from all my friends, and they're like, you need to call us right now. You need to call us right now. Yada, yada, yada. And I'm like still half asleep. I'm like, what's going on? So I call them. Obviously they tell me, you know, in that moment I was still like in shock, I feel like. I just remember coming downstairs and my mom and brother and sister are like, we waited for you to like eat dinner, like you're ready to eat dinner. And I was just like, Caleb died. And they're like, what? And I'm like, we knew it was going to come soon, but I feel like as I know him, he was a very like religious, like super Catholic, very devoted to his like religion. Like he was just very into that. And I feel like him passing away on Christmas Eve was like the best day for him to pass away. Because if you know, like the next day, you know, Jesus' birthday, all that thing. And I feel like it's bad. It sucks for us because we know now on Christmas Eve, it's like, oh, it's when Caleb died. But looking at it on a spiritual level, I feel like he would not have gone any other way than on Christmas Eve.
Sure.
So that also feeds into why I have the degree I have now. So Caleb, I met when I was a sophomore in high school, and my best friend was dating his best friend. And so we had a huge friend. We had like 5 or 6 of us in a friend group. We were going to like a Waffle House at 2 a.m. We thought we were so cool. Like
I did the same thing.
Like sneaking into Jenna's like apartment complex or whatever pool. Like, because my mom was very like, as long as you just like don't do drugs and like don't get arrested, she's like, just tell me where you are and what you're doing and like don't get pregnant. Like it was kind of just like a behave and I'll let you do whatever you want kind of thing.
That's fair.
Not whatever I want, but to a stretch.
Within reason. You're not hurting anybody.
Yeah. Like I wasn't drinking, doing drugs. You know, wasn't doing anything crazy. But he was a police explorer for Independence because he really, really, really wanted to be a police officer. His whole life, like that's what he wanted to do. Like, I have pictures in his little police explorer uniform. Like, he loved it. Like, he lived for it. So when the Independence Police found out about his cancer diagnosis, they actually swore him in as an honorary police officer for Independence, and he was on the SWAT team. So I kind of took that as like a life is short. Pardon, my dog is barking, but life is short, and like, you can't do what everybody else wants you to do. Like, my parents like, you need to be successful, like, you need to go be a doctor or a nurse, you know, because I'm the only person to ever go to college. But I was like, you know what, I'm really interested in like forensics and pathology and like the factual side of like science and like how things happen and how to figure out how those things happen. And I fell in love with criminal justice when I was, you know, in high school. I was watching Criminal Minds and SVU like all night long. I always wanted to be Olivia Benson. So I was like, I'm going to get my degree in criminal justice, and one day I'm going to be the real life Olivia Benson.
Fair enough. And I love her.
There's like literally not a day that goes by that like I regret my decision at all. Like, I feel like what I did is perfect for who I am as a person. And not only am I going to be able to like carry out this dream for myself, but I can also carry this dream out for Caleb through me. So that's my whole like why I did what I did. But
love that.
It is very hard to become a police officer if you did not know.
Yeah, no, it is.
So I was doing research. I was like, okay, like where do I want to be a cop at? Because being a cop is not like my end goal. Like, I want to eventually become like a detective or, you know, work in a more niche field of that aspect. And Louisville, if anybody's familiar, was not a good place politically and like community wise when I was.
It's a very dangerous place to be a cop.
Yeah. It's a very dangerous place to be a cop. And so I was thinking like, okay, where can I go? I can go anywhere, you know? So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go home. And I've been applying and like looking at different agencies here, trying to find like where I think I'll fit best, because I am a female in a hugely male dominated field. Like 87% or something of cops are men. Like, there's no female cops. Like, I've talked to female cops in the city that I live in, and there's three.
Right.
And I live in a pretty decent sized city. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now. I still do work at Drake's. I'm there every day. If that tells you anything, I love to work, and I love to help people and just like make people's day better. And I feel like a lot of times cops are not there to make your day better, but in a lot of circumstances, they are there to help you and make your day better and support you along.
Well, they're there to serve and protect the community, and I think that bodes well to who you are. I think that you are very much a like, you're a fair person, and I don't think you judge very harshly or very quickly.
Yeah,
which I think is important in that field, because, you know, the saying goes, guilty until proven innocent, or innocent until proven guilty. I had that backwards.
I was like, wait.
You were like, wait, what? No. And I think that, you know, I think as a cop, like, you'll be great at that, to be like,
same.
You'll do what you have to do, like, for your job.
Yeah.
But I don't think that you'll be a shitty cop. Like, there are bad cops and there are good cops. We all know that that's a fact.
I feel like I know I have a lot of empathy, and I try to see the good in everybody. Yeah. Which is something Dexter, come here. Which is something that you all probably and have been able to experience, seeing me in person, you know, working with me, meeting you, Jer, as a group. And I just feel like it says a lot about the type of people that want to be police officers. But like, when you think about it on like a deeper level, it's like, not all cops are bad. Not all cops are there to like do bad things, but that is what the media does portray. But I don't care. I'm here to do what I want to do with my life, and nothing's gonna stop me.
I'll even clock
we love it. We love it. No, but I think that that's like such a cool such a cool mindset to have going into it.
Yeah.
Producer Carrot is here, and he has
a good
question, I think. Being a female striving to seek a job in a male-dominant field, what challenges do you feel like you will face, and how do you plan on conquering those challenges? Wow, I love that question. I love like because you
Wow.
know me, I'm all girl power, so I love that question.
I'm a badass.
You are a badass.
I am hardworking, dedicated. I don't take anybody's shit.
Mm-mm.
And I feel like I am quiet. I'm not quiet, but I'm quiet in a way of like, if there's, you know, an argument or some sort of like spiffle, I'm gonna like step back a little bit and like read both sides, observe, and then I'll speak my piece. Like, I'm not the type to like jump right in, you know, and I don't say vulnerable, but like in a sense of like I like to see the whole story and then I'm gonna jump in there and be like, okay, I've seen this. Here's how I feel.
Sure.
And I feel like just being a badass woman and like not letting anybody like walk all over you, you know, tell you what to do. Obviously, in the police academy, I'm gonna be told what to do, but that's a whole like different, you know.
Yeah, that's a different type
But
of.
like, I feel like when people see a female police officer, they think, wow, like she is a badass. Like she means business. Like she is in this field where like you don't see, you know, all these females, and she is living day to day with all these men. So she has to be a badass to deal with that. So
yeah, I mean,
feel like
there's definitely a sense of like you have to be able to like handle your shit and like not take things
personally, and I feel
personally
like
into heart too much. Yeah,
I'm really good at like keeping my emotions, which is not a great thing sometimes, but I am good at like keeping my emotions at bay. Like I can stay calm in situations, and you know, if I need to act, you know, a certain way, I can. But I feel like I'm pretty like level-headed, and like I said, I won't take anybody's shit, especially in that field. So yeah.
So I have a 3-year-old niece, and you have nieces, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So like, what would you tell those little girls, or what would you tell like young women, you know, in high school, or even young women in their freshman year of college that are looking into like this sort of field? Like my niece is like obsessed with Paw Patrol. She talks about Chase being on the case all the time.
My
And I, you know,
nephews.
what would you tell a little girl like to encourage them to be that badass, you know?
Don't be scared. I think that that's like the major hump that I had to overcome is like, don't be scared what people are going to say.
Right.
Don't care what they say. And it's your life. You better live it how you want it because you only get one.
Yep.
And if you are passionate about something and love doing something, then go for it. And I feel like it is scary to think that, you know, I'm going to be a police officer, but you can't be scared. You know, like you can think, oh, I'm going to be scared, but you can't physically act that way or feel that way, or you're not going to be able to do it.
Well, and I think it's about too, like, you know, there's a level of, you know, you can say that like girls can do the same things as boys, and boys can say like, oh, we understand how women feel. And there are things about being a man that I will never pretend to understand. There are challenges that men face.
For sure goes
Do
both
what?
ways. It goes both ways.
I mean, there are challenges that men face that I will never understand. One of those things, you know, a lot of men are taught like men don't cry. A lot of men are taught like don't show your emotions, and women are taught to be sensitive, and women are taught to be maternal and motherly and all these things. But women, the one thing I will say that women are not taught enough, and my dad did a great job of like instilling this in me and being like, no, that's bullshit. This is what I want to tell you is, you know, you can do anything you want to do if you put your mind to it. And that's not even just for women at all. That's for men too. But truly, it takes a lot to have that confidence in yourself to get yourself to that point where you don't give a shit what people say about you, and you don't care what people think. And the more people doubt me, the better I am at something. And the more you tell me I won't do it, now I'm doing it out of spite because I'm like, oh, you don't think I can do this? Fuck you. Let me show you real quick. Hold my beer and let me show you.
I think it does help. I have a really strong support system behind me.
You do. You do.
I mean, my mom is like my biggest cheerleader to this day. Like she's my biggest cheerleader. And I mean, Zoe 10 years ago is nowhere near as confident and as driven and, you know, ready to just take on the day as, you know.
I don't even think Zoe a year ago is as confident and driven and ready to take on a day.
And
I mean, and you were, but like, I've even seen so much of growth in you over the last year that I've known you, you know, and I think that that's like pretty amazing. Like, I watched you go through a lot this year.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, something that I haven't talked about yet, but
you have a strong belief in
like
yourself, which is rare. You have a crazy strong belief in yourself, and that's like you lean on
rare.
that.
That's so rare.
Yeah. And it is. I kind of have to like attribute that to my mom. I mean, she was a single mother for most of my life. I mean, obviously my dad was in my life, but I mean, my parents had split custody. They got divorced when I was really young. Yep. And my mom was working multiple jobs, you know, bartending, serving, which is where, I mean, I fell in love with the profession. That was my first job. I still work in the restaurant hospitality business. And I feel like seeing her, like, let nothing stop her and, like, just balls to the wall, like, whatever my kids need, whatever I need, I'm going to make sure that happens and nobody's going to stop me. And I also feel like having a strong motherly figure was just as important as having, you know, a strong fatherly figure. And I was blessed to be, you know, have both my parents in my life for my whole life, and have, you know, younger siblings that I could like lean on and they can lean on me. And I also have older siblings, you know, that are 10 plus years older than me. So they can be like, oh yes, I experienced this when, you know, you were that age. And I feel like just being, and like my aunt and my grandpa, oh my gosh, my grandpa.
Your grandpa. He's the best.
Shout out my grandpa. That is my favorite person on the planet. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. I love you guys. But,
nobody holds a candle to Grandpa.
Like, he's up here. Like, he is the most, like, spiritually driven, the most, like, I'm going to give you the shirt off my back, even if I have no more shirts at home. Like, type of man. And he's worked really hard to get to where he is today. And watching him take care of my grandma for 10 years when she had Parkinson's, and like there was not a day that he was ever, you know, you could never tell if he was, you know, having a bad day or being upset. And he would show up to the nursing home every single day and feed her dinner. Every single day and feed her dinner.
That's so
every single day. I think growing up with these like super like loving and just driven people in my life has really pushed me to be who I am today.
I love that.
But backtrack to when I moved here. I want to talk about something else. So, after me and my ex broke up, that was like, I was like, oh, why did I move here? Like, I miss all my friends in Louisville, like, yada, yada, yada. Everything happens for a reason. And back in March of 2025, my 90-year-old grandpa, who is one I've been talking about this whole time, he's like my only grandparent that I've like really known my whole life, because both my grandmas passed away when I was in high school. And my dad's mom, my grandpa's wife, she was sick. She had Parkinson's a lot of my life. So like my grandpa's been like a major part of my childhood and like how I became who I am. And I love spending time with him. And so in March of last year, he got diagnosed with cancer. And he is like the most healthy, like he was running during COVID. Like he still drives, he still does like all kinds of stuff. So I just feel like looking when I was like in that whole like just despair of, you know, oh my God, me and my ex broke up. But like I am now here and able to spend time with my loved ones that I was not able to do, you know, 5 years ago when Caleb died, or, you know, 2 years ago when I wanted to go to church on Easter with my grandpa and I had to work because I was in Louisville or I couldn't make it, you know? And I just feel like everything happens for a reason, and I was meant to be here, whether or not I'm still with somebody who, you know, I came here to be with, or, you know, my job and all those things. Like, even if those things didn't pan out the way that they did, something else happened that showed me like I was meant to be here. And I look back on it every day and I'm like, thank God I'm here. Thank God I've made the friends that I have. Like, I thought my life was over 7-8 months ago, but here I am, like, in the best, like, friend group, and, you know, I'm able to see my family and, you know, travel, and I don't know, it's just been crazy to me to think that, like, here I am sitting in a this time last year, I was in love.
Yeah. Yeah.
A year ago for all of us looked
not
very,
to
very
like
different. Very different a year ago looked for all of us.
Yeah. My life was so different. I didn't have my cat.
Oh, Daryl. We didn't have
Should I get him?
Daryl.
Should I get him?
Yeah, go get Daryl.
Where's Daryl?
Daryl is okay. When Zoe first got Daryl, while she goes and gets him, there. My favorite thing ever was the picture of Daryl where she's like laying in her bed and he's laying on her arm. She's like laying on her side like this, and he's laying on her arm just staring at her. And every time she shows it, I'm like, Zoe, he's plotting your demise. Oh, look at that handsome boy.
Aww.
Say hello. Oh, you don't just look at the camera. I know.
Daryl. Hi, Bubby. Look at how handsome he is.
Say hello. Oh.
He's like, normally he's kind of a camera whore and he's really being shy.
Here, maybe if I turn around.
He just wants the full stop.
Buddy.
It's Daryl.
He's getting so big.
He is getting big. Normally he's like all about the camera. He's like, yup, I'm here. I exist.
King Daryl.
Yeah, he's my little son. He'll be 1 in April.
Oh shit. Are you gonna throw him a birthday party?
Duh.
Why'd I even ask?
Yeah.
You guys wanna come?
Yeah, I do actually.
But the story behind Daryl is I was like fresh breakup and I'm like, I want a cat. My mom would never let me get well, we had a cat and I lived with her, but I'm like, she says I don't need a cat. I have a dog already. Everybody's like, you don't need a cat. My brother lives on a farm in Ohio and he was like, our farm cat had kittens and this one doesn't like living outside. Like, I will pay you to come get him. And I was like,
okay.
And he's orange, and my dog is orange too. I love my dog, but he will not get up. He won't get up here in the camera.
No, he's just a little weirdo.
But I was like, I need him, and he was like this big when I got him, and now he's fat and chunky, but I still love him. I just feed him a lot. He's like, I don't know what my brother was feeding him, but like, he literally will yell at me when I get home from work to eat. I'm like, you just ate 8 hours ago.
Bear's fat and chunky too. It's okay. He will yell at me 5 minutes after eating. So
I'm like, you don't need a treat. You don't need a freaking no. You're fine. You're fine.
I will literally hand Bear a treat. He'll eat it, look at me, and bark.
Yeah, they do that too. Dexter and Daryl both do that.
Story of my life.
Like, you guys are crazy, but calm down.
God bless.
God, I feel. Wait, one more thing.
No,
I feel like my favorite era of like us was when like we were freshly making TikToks, and then like I was freshly in the dating scene here, and like I had never like dated here before because I had never lived here, and I was like, you know, going on dates and like having to tell you all. I was telling you all these crazy stories.
Yep.
Well, should we talk about the craziest one? How I met my best friend?
If you want to.
Oh, I don't care.
Yeah, Jeremy says yes.
Okay, so
yes.
I mean, no name mentioning.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm not gonna say names, but obviously everybody's familiar with Hinge. Who isn't? Personally, I felt like I was not gonna find my future husband on Hinge, but I was bored. I was like, I just like to play on it, and like, you never know.
Yeah, whatever.
There was this super handsome.
He was very handsome.
Successful, like 35-year-old or however old he was. And, you know, I would hang out with him and we would text and stuff. And like, I could never read his energy. So we weren't like boyfriend and girlfriend, you know, but we were, you know, seeing each other. And little did I know.
Well, hold on, back up. Because there's an important part of the story where I told you. Yes, I said, Zoe, if you want to know, if this man is like into you, like for real into you, or if he just wants to like hang out casually, just say like, hey, like I don't know where this is going, but like maybe you should take me on like a real date.
So I sent that text.
So she did.
He never answered. So I think we got our answer there.
Yeah, maybe.
And I think I said something like the next, I think like 3 days. I think I waited like 2 or 3 days, and I said something, and I was like, you know what? Never mind on that.
I take it back. I didn't mean it.
I think he texted me, and he was like, well, you've never asked me to take you on a date before, and like we just been hanging out. And I'm like, whatever, buddy. See you in 3 days. You're gonna text me again in 3 days.
And like clockwork, he sure as hell did.
He would always come back. But a few months go by, and I'm sure everybody's familiar with the Are We Dating the Same Guy page. That is a page for every.
Do you have one of those, Jeremy, in Minnesota? Well, you live in a really, really, really small town, but there's this thing on Facebook called Are We Dating the Same Guy? And it's basically just like a drama-filled page. All these women like will post a picture of a man and be like, what's the tea on this guy before I go out on a date with him? Or like someone will post a picture of their husband and been like, anyone been talking to my husband lately? Like, it's crazy. It is crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. So this man gets posted multiple times, and I'm like, okay, he's maybe for the streets. But one of the times a girl comments on it and is like, this is, you know, my boyfriend. We've been seeing each other, you know, exclusively for this many months and yada, yada, yada. But it's all, a lot of it's anonymous. People will post anonymously, so you can't see who they actually are. So I commented on it, and I was like, I've also been seeing him for the same time frame that you're talking about. And I was like, how can I get in touch with you? Like, how can we line up stories? Like, I'm living for this right now, you know?
Well, you posted not anonymously, correct?
Oh, yeah. I posted anonymous. I was like, who are you? And then I ended up getting her. She sent me, like, she commented her. She's like, you know what, whatever. This is my Instagram. So I DM'd her, and I was like, here's this. Like, here's the whole, like, shebang, what's been going on.
And Zoe came out with receipts, my dude.
I called receipts, like, pictures in his, like, at his apartment, yada, yada, yada. Obviously I felt terrible, but I didn't know.
Love it.
How can you feel bad about something you were not aware?
She was like, she was like, no way. Like, she's like, I've known about you for a long time, because he said, because she's like, I saw your name in his Apple Watch, and he said that he'd never met you before, yada, yada, yada. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Oh, I forgot about that
part. Me and her are now best friends, and we hang out all the time. She's introduced me to her friends. She comes and visits me at work. We literally talk every day. We yap on the phone for hours, send Snapchat videos. And we both were kind of just at this, like, all men for 2025.
Sure.
And then I am now, you know, we'll get to that if you want.
I definitely want.
Yeah.
What did Carrot say?
Yeah, I can't see the questions.
He said, ooh, now this is some tea. And then he put an asterisk and said, aggressively eating popcorn. That's hilarious.
But, one more thing to that. He got posted again after, like, me and my friends became friends. And we said, you know what? We're going to comment on this, not anonymously, and we're going to go full throttle for his neck, right? We want the world to know about this man, all right? He is a terrible human being. Sure. So this girl posted, there's like 100 comments, right? And we don't care. We're not posting anonymously. I'm saying I'm saying that you're this, and this.
You said facts. It is what it is.
Facts. You can't handle that? That's sorry. He sends me he texts me. I don't even have his number saved at this point. This is like, I don't even know. November. And he's like, if you don't delete your comment, I'm going to sue you. And I'm like, you think I'm scared of you suing me? I want to be a cop.
What's he gonna do? Sue you when you have literal fact receipts?
Yeah.
And like none of it's defamation because all of it is fact.
All of it's
real. What do you mean?
I'm literally just like, I'm sorry that you put yourself in this situation, but don't be mad that you got caught. You did this to yourself.
Yeah.
So But yeah, that was the end of that.
That's
Never
awesome.
texted me again, thank God. But yeah, he's like, I'm gonna sue you. And I'm like, do you know who I am? Good luck. Good luck.
Right. You're like, oh, you actually can't hurt my feelings.
No,
So.
you literally can't.
God bless.
No, not at that point. Nope.
No. Well, okay, so let's segue that into one of my favorite TikToks that me and you ever made together, which was the T-Pain song, where it was like the lip sync everyone was doing at the time, whatever, and the caption I put on it was my much younger friend telling me about what dating is like now. And let me tell you, so obviously, like, I'm 32, I'll be 33 this year. I've been with Trevor for 7 years, so I've been like out of the game for like a hot minute. I hated dating when I was dating, which is why I didn't do it for like a long time before I met Trevor.
Dating's ridiculous.
And now I'm like listening to Zoe tell stories about like, and not even just Zoe, but like Mac and, you know, like Ange, when Ange was on here, like listening to Ange tell me stories about dating, I'm just like, I couldn't do it. I tell Trevor all the time, I'm like, if you ever leave me or die, like that's it for me. I'm done. I will be a widow forever.
Think
I'm
that
not doing this shit again.
I can't even probably count on both hands how many times I've been ghosted. It's
in the last like 6 months, Zoe. In the last 6 months.
All you have to say is, I am not interested in you. Have a great day.
Right.
I literally had somebody come visit me at work, twice? And then on New Year's Day, just ghosted me. And so.
And not only that, but he came and ate dinner with us.
With your
friend group.
I forgot to tell you, he has a girlfriend now.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which I think is funny. I'm like, this is just straight comedy. I'm like, I know it's not me. I know I'm a baddie. Y'all are just stupid.
Well, and two, I think there's a lot to be said about, you know, like my brother and sister-in-law met on Tinder years ago, but you also have to remember this was like 10 plus years ago. So this is like Tinder had just kind of come out. First of all, I'm not a dinosaur. Shut up. But it was also like very different then than it is now too. And it was like kind of an actual dating site then. And now it's like if you mention Tinder, it's like, oh, that's just a hookup site. Or like Hinge, that's just like a hookup site.
Yeah.
And I feel like each new app that came out was like the actual dating site. So like Hinge, when it first came out, that was the one where like, oh, you can actually meet like legit people on Hinge. Like Tinder's trash, but you can actually meet legit people. And then like, you know, Coffee Meets Bagel, and there was Plenty of Fish. Plenty of Fish was nuts. I don't even know if that's still an app. I honestly wouldn't know because I've been out, like I said, out of the game for over 7 years.
Match.
Yes, dude. Like just the worst possible scenarios. I mean, I could tell you like some of the weirdest shit that has ever been said to me in my life.
Literally
was on a dating app.
Literally
on a dating app. And I'm not saying like they can't work or like they can't be legit because they can.
I had a relationship in college for 2+ years. Somebody I met on Tinder.
Right, but it's just like I just feel like people now are kind of trash.
Yeah, people are
genuinely awful human beings. It gets harder and harder to trust people all the time.
Yeah. And I just think that people are just like the instant gratification that you get from like social media and the internet and like when we were growing up, like you didn't get information that quickly.
No.
So now you get all this information really quickly and it can like be your demise so fast. And so people, they're like, oh, she's not going to sleep with me in 5 minutes. Like, bye.
Yeah, it's like
they'll like, what?
They will try so hard. They'll like be like, oh, I'm going to take you out to dinner. Let's go to dinner. And then you go to dinner and you're like, oh, I want to go home. They're like, oh. And then they ghost you. It's like.
Which is so bizarre to me. Like, do you want to spend. Why are you spending this money on me right now? Are you literally just like buying it?
I literally was seeing this guy for like 2 weeks. We were doing such cool stuff. Like we went to like a basketball game. We went to like this taco place. He was a musician. Like lived downtown, like my age, and it was like 2.5, maybe 3 weeks. We didn't do anything besides I kissed him, and I hadn't met his friends, I hadn't met his family. He has the audacity to tell me we were moving too fast. I said, too fast?
Huh?
Usually I meet my friends the next day. I'm just kidding.
Do you want to hear my worst ever dating story?
Yes.
Okay. So there was this guy that we had met at a bonfire. This was like probably like I was maybe 25, 26 maybe. This was like probably a couple years before I met Trevor. And we were at a bonfire at a mutual friend's, and like I didn't know him yet, but I met him there. And we like talked like most of the night. We had been laughing and hanging out. Well, like I kind of got the vibe that he was like into me, and I was like, "Oh, he's cute," whatever. Well, after he like never asked me for my number there or anything like that. So I went home, and like 2 days later, my buddy who had the party texted me, and he was like, "Hey, like so and so asked me if I could give them your number. Like, are you okay with that?" And I was like, "Yeah, thanks for asking. Like, that's fine. Like, I really enjoyed talking to him." And it just so happened that like I was in real estate school at the time, and I was driving back and forth to Louisville like 4 days a week to go to real estate school.
Yeah.
And working at Drake's at the same time. So I was like driving to Louisville, doing this class, and then coming home and going straight to work. So my life was like kind of insane at the time.
I know that drive.
Yeah. So I didn't have like a lot of time to hang out at the time. So we had been texting for like a solid at least month and a half before we finally like figured out like a day that we could hang out and it was going to work.
Yeah.
So like we like I said, we've been texting for like a while. So like we knew like a lot about, we had great conversation and like knew a lot about each other. So we finally set a day to go on this date. And I'm like, all right, like I was really excited. And then the day before the date, I
know where this is going.
He texts me. Okay, I get a text and it says, so like, based on our conversation over the last month, I really don't think you're going to sleep with me tomorrow, and I don't think you're pretty enough to date, so I'm going to pass. Excuse me?
That's not where I thought it was going, but...
Huh? I was so confused. Never in my life. Like, okay, if you're not into me, like, that's one thing. Like, I'm not everybody's cup of tea.
Right.
That's
right.
like, you're wrong. But I'm not everyone's cup of tea. You might not be attracted to me, and that's fine. But you were attracted to me enough to get my number from the friend at the bonfire. You've been texting me for over a month. Was it really just to sleep with me?
Men are so weird.
You put in that much effort.
I mean, you guys
to get some?
You guys saw my worst dating experience firsthand in person.
That's true. We watched it live. Literally.
Yeah. I mean, recently I was supposed to go on a date with somebody like a few weeks ago, and literally got stood up. Like I was in my car, like going to the date, and he just stopped answering. And
she was also texting us.
Yeah.
Crashing out.
I was like, I'm gonna crash out. I've never been stood up before. Like this is annoying. This sucks. Like, what the heck?
I've been stood up a lot, actually, which is really shitty.
And I was just like, I just told him straight up, I was like, I value communication in a relationship, and obviously you don't. And I don't think our values are gonna align. So have a great day. He never answered. And then I blocked him. So
I love that.
My theme for 2026 is like, I'm very like, you do me wrong, you're gonna do me wrong again. But like, I'm very like, oh, like, with boys, I'm like, okay, like, whatever. But I've been very strict on them this year. All right? You mess with me in a wrong way, you're getting blocked. And I'm gonna tell you, too. I'm gonna be like, you have, like, this is your last chance to do what you're gonna say, or I'm gonna block you. And I think I've probably blocked like 5 or 6 men this year already.
Zoe, I wish that I had your mentality as young as you are and have it, because it took me entirely too long to have that mindset. It really did, because I was the kind of person, like, I got stood up by the same dude more than twice. Like, because I was so dumb that I just was like, "No, it's fine. Like, I'll just, like, give you another chance to stand me up again." Like, after the 3rd time, I should have been like
That's how
after
that's
the
how I
1st time, I
was.
should have been like, "Bye." But I
That's how I was,
didn't.
like, last year, like, in the past. I'm very just, like, "Oh, like, they're giving me attention, like, whatever," but, like, they're not gonna do anything about it. But, like,
Yeah.
now I'm like, "You're not gonna sit here and text me every day and tell me I'm pretty or whatever and not take me out on a date. Don't say you're gonna do something and not do it, and I'm gonna give you 24 hours, and if you don't make plans to do that, you're getting blocked, and I'm gonna tell you that you're getting blocked. Because I'm not putting up with that. I have watched too many breakups, I've been through too many breakups, and I've watched my friends date shitty men, and I've dated shitty men, and I'm tired of getting the bare minimum.
And
I
it's
don't
not
deserve
even just,
that.
like, shitty men, it's shitty people, because,
Yeah,
like, men go through the same thing
yeah,
too. But
yeah,
it's like, I'm just tired of shitty people being able to, like,
yeah.
still be shitty and get away with it.
And, like,
That's what bothers me more than anything.
I'm so, like, ADHD and, like, everywhere that, like, I find myself accidentally ghosting people too. Like,
Yeah,
I
feel
and, like,
that.
I don't do it on purpose. And, like,
Yeah.
the
I
other
get it.
day the other day, I was, like, going through my phone, and I was like, "Oh my god, I never texted so and so back, like, he probably thinks I ghosted him." Well, I did, but, like, I didn't mean to do that. So, like, I can't really say much, but, like, I don't do it as much as, some of these men probably are doing to women, you know? But yeah,
Yeah.
I feel so bad. They probably have no remorse. I'm over here like, "Oh my gosh," should I, like, text him and be like, "I'm so sorry, like, I literally just am busy, like, I've been working every day." But it's like, they don't give a fuck. They're probably on to somebody else.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I just genuinely think that people just, like, don't care about other people's
Yeah.
feelings. And there's a part of me that doesn't care what you think about me, but, like, I care about your like, I care about the way I make people
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah,
I
same.
don't care about how you
You're
make me
just
feel.
I don't wanna
yeah.
make you feel bad about a
Right.
situation.
Right.
But
I
I
don't
care
care.
about how I make you feel. Like, that's the shitty part, is, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not mad at myself for being, like, an empathetic person. Is that the right way to say it? Empathetic?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at myself for being like that. I will never not want to be that person that, like,
Right. Right.
wants to
Understand the
make people
person's
feel good
problem,
and
help them. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. And you know, today was a perfect example of that. We had something that happened in our friend group today that wasn't the best situation that could have happened, and I have been very understanding of this situation for about a month,
I wish we had
and you
copyrights
get
to Another One Bites the Dust right now.
I know, same. Yeah. But I never want to make people feel bad about themselves
Yeah.
or about a
I'm the same
situation,
way.
Right? Same.
but
But if you hate me, I don't care.
yeah, I just
Yes.
don't, like, honestly, at this point, because I know who I am,
Yeah.
and I know what I have to offer people, and I
Same.
know that I'm capable of, like, a whole lot of love, and, like, I hope that you guys, like, being two of my best friends, like, I hope that you guys feel that and know that, and
1,000%.
like,
You know what?
and I think that
You know what you aren't? Fake.
funny.
Oh,
No,
funny
I'm
too.
definitely not fake.
You are
I
the
got
least.
I got you to say that you weren't funny yourself.
No. No, for real though, Courtney is probably one of the least fake people I know, because
Exactly.
she has been in
Yeah.
she has been in situations where, there's been two people who, whatever, and we're all, friends, and
Yeah.
we're gonna put you know what I mean? Like, she's very much like, I don't care what else is going on. Like, we are all friends, and like, you're not like, I'm gonna hate you because she hates you, or I'm gonna hate you because he hates you and he hates her, and you're not like that. Like, you're very much like me, where it's like, I want to build my own opinion on somebody, and like, you don't, like,
I only know this because
I'm
I've
the
tried
same way.
this.
Like, I'll give people, like, okay, like, this person is, they like to talk, or, whatever, like, personality trait I feel like, is needed to just, like, get the ball rolling, but like, I like to build my own opinions on people, and I feel like you are the same way. It's like, you're not gonna hate somebody you've never met. because I hate them, you know? Or it's like, you're not gonna,
why would I? If I don't have a genuine reason to dislike you, I'm not gonna dislike you.
Yeah. And I feel like that's speaks to.
I also know, it takes too much energy to dislike somebody based on non-factual opinions.
Yeah.
And then also on top of that, like, how do I know that, like, say you two hated each other and I'm stuck in between you two? How do I know what Zoe's telling me is fact or what Jeremy's telling me is fact until I take the time to do the research and figure it out?
Yeah.
So if I say something, or if I put an opinion out there, it's always going to be based on what I know to be this is fact as I know it.
Yeah.
And I think that we're all, like, definitely all three of us are like that. I think,
Carrot too.
that's just Carrot too. Yeah. It's just like it's a taking the time to be, like, analytical about a situation and not just being super emotional about it.
When any of us four specifically say anything to anybody, it's trusted. It's trusted information if it comes from any of us. And I think that
like, I'm not going to spit fire on something unless, like, you can ask Carrot. You can ask Carrot, David, even you, Court. I'll go to them if I hear something or if I see something. I'm like, oh, did this actually happen? Or like, did so-and-so actually say this? Or is this person doing this? I would ask you, Jared, but you're, like, never on Snapchat. So, like, I usually, or like,
Jeremy is like the distant member. Like, you're, like, so involved and so important in the group, but also, like, you don't exist in the group.
It's nothing against anybody else at all. Not against nobody else at all, but I know that, like, you all are the same way that I am, and we will take things with a grain of salt, and once we see the whole gallon of salt, then we can speak on it. And I feel like that has been shown in a lot of ways. Like, there's been times where, like, you're live and I'm like, check your Snapchat. Or I'm like, Carrot, I'll text Carrot, like, check your Snapchat. Or I'm like, David, did this actually happen? Like, what? Because David, I feel like, is always, like, and
David be watching.
David's always on TikTok, like, watching live, so I can be like, okay, did so-and-so say this in the live? Like, oh, what happened? Like, let me hear the tea. And then I'll also text Carrot and Court and be like, oh, what happened? And I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
David is the only fucking guy that can notice me in the Snapchat.
Literally.
And every time I don't
he's the
say
most
something,
active in the group for sure.
He's like, I see you peeking, Jer. See you. Now I gotta talk.
I always see you. I just don't call you out because I know you don't want me to. And I know David's going to.
Me too. Today I was pretty active. Everybody should be proud of me for how active I was.
You were, and then you were like, all right, I'm out of here because I've been active. I've said too much all at once.
Yeah. No.
Carrot says, Jer is like the dad that occasionally comes back with the milk.
Skim milk.
We can always count on him to come back. We just don't know when he's gonna come back. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, he's always gonna come back. Might take him a few days, a few, weeks.
Mainly because I haven't been on TikTok much either.
Yeah, yesterday was like a fun surprise. I get done. Like, I had the longest day of my life yesterday. While it was a very good day, I was so busy. I literally left my house at 11 a.m. I did not get home till 9:30 p.m. And I wasn't working. So, like, I'm used to, like, being gone for that long of time when I was working at Drake's, because that's like I would work a 12-hour shift. But then, like, I wasn't at work. I was like, I went to 3 different events in one day. That was a lot. But I got, I was driving home and I happened to see that Jeremy's live. I said, oh my God, it's 9:30 at night and Jeremy's live. What the hell? When was the last time Jeremy was live this early? It's been at least 2 months since you've been live that early.
Everything. It's been a really long time.
And there was I got the last box. I said, oh my God. We have full boxes on a Sunday night. It's 9:30 and it's Jeremy's live. What the hell is going on?
And it was all like regulars for the most part.
It was just the group.
Yeah. That was weird. That was crazy.
It was wild.
Zero restrictions.
I loved it though.
Zero restrictions on the live.
That's a full finger clock it.
I don't remember the last time that's happened. It's probably been my whole experience.
Honestly, it was kind of nice though. Like I got home and I was just like, "Oh,
Yeah,
Cheers.
it was a good night.
my fam is
Very
here."
good night.
So Zoe, one thing we haven't talked about with you is the meetup yet. We haven't talked about what
Oh
that was like
gosh.
for you with meeting everybody. So same questions apply. Like, what was your favorite part? Who were you most surprised by? And who were you the least surprised by? Like, who was exactly who you thought they were going to be, and who were you most surprised by?
Okay, so like there was only. Okay, no. So I had already known you, obviously.
Yeah.
And Nick, and I had met Widow before, right?
And John, right? Yeah,
And
you had met
John.
John. Yeah.
I don't think I had met Austin before. But
No.
I would say I was most excited to meet Jeremy.
I love that.
Because I am just so like, what? Like I was just like,
yeah, there was a couple of times you were just like, look at you right now.
like you were just like, I guess you were the person that I was like, oh, you're just like who you are on camera.
Oh, he was so authentic himself. Yep. Exactly who I thought he was going to be.
I'm glad I got to bust out the holy jeans with the pajamas underneath it. Zoe called me out on that shit right away.
I think my favorite experience was probably the lights in my car. Because I was blasting Sexy Red and I was behind David, and David can't drive for shit. But another part that I loved, and
I can't wait for him to see that part.
Another like core memory of that trip. One of these people is no longer part of the group anymore, but me, Jer, and shall not be named, walk into a vape shop to buy a bowl. And it's me, this little girl.
It was right before we filmed the first episode of the podcast.
It's me, and then like this 35-year-old beer belly dad, and then Jeremy in his like pajama pants and his yellow gym shoes and his like hoodie, like just stoned out of his mind, right?
Yeah.
And we go into this vape shop, and I'm just like, this guy's probably like, what the frick is this girl doing with these two guys? I'm like, little does he know these are like my best friends. So like, joke's on you.
Did we know he was going to be a cool one-legged guy?
We didn't know he was going to be a cool one-legged man.
I talked to him the other day, actually. Yeah. Continue with the story, though.
And we're like looking at bowls. Is that what they are? Bowls?
Bowls,
to smoke
yeah.
out of? Okay. Obviously, I don't smoke. But I found a carrot one, and I looked at them, and I was like, we have to get this. If you don't get this, Courtney's never going to forgive you. Because this is the funniest shit ever. Yeah, because it was just so funny. I was like, if you don't get this...
more so Carrot would never forget that.
But like, we were so on our like carrot this, like carrot, like we have to make sure Carrot's here. And I'm like, if you don't get this carrot bowl...
if we don't buy that bowl, I don't even bring it up or mention it or say that it was seen.
Yeah.
But me, I'm going to be like, Carrot, you won't believe what Jeremy did. We went to the vape store and he didn't buy the carrot bowl.
I didn't buy it. I made him buy it because I was not going to spend $30 on a bowl to smoke out of 5 times.
Fair enough.
The person that I feel like was like completely different than who they were on, not in a bad way, but like I feel like the person who's no longer in our group anymore was like a lot more shy in person and not as like outgoing as they were, on TikTok Live.
Oh.
That's fair.
Like, and they weren't like completely, shy, but I feel like the energy that they gave on TikTok Live was a lot different than, I feel maybe it was just like the nerves of like the first few nights, but I feel like it was just kind of like a...
You were probably the biggest surprise for me, Zoe. Honestly. Because your maturity level doesn't show in lives like it does in person.
Mm-hmm.
Like you
I think
have
Zoe is
you
a
have a
lot
very like
less
down to earth.
inhibited
Yeah,
in a live
you're
than she is
very
in person.
you're definitely a complete person, but you have to be in person with you to really like get the
Yeah.
whole vibe of Zoe. Cool as
Well,
fuck.
Zoe's such a
Surprise.
genuine person, but on
Yeah.
live it's so easy. Like when we have trolls and shit, Zoe and between Zoe and Carrot, I never know who's like more feral and who's gonna like out troll the troll every time. It's gonna be one of those two for sure.
Yeah, like peaches and
But
cream. Yeah.
Zoe in person though is like so genuine. Like genuinely like just one of the people that I know. Like for example, when we were working together, there was a point in time when I was like having these like really bad panic attacks all the time. I had a lot going on in my life at the time. I had just gotten like there was some family stuff going on and I was having some health problems and things like that. And starting new medications and whatnot, and it was like really affecting me badly. And there like Zoe was like one of the only people that like on a shift she would look at me and be like, "Are you good?" Like she like knew, like she could see it like on my face.
Right.
And I would be like, "No, I'm not." And she'd be like, "Go to the office. I'll be there in 5 minutes. I got you." And like that kind of energy from somebody that like
Genuine.
I
It's
haven't known
genuine.
you but like a year. It's so genuine. And you don't it's not that you don't get that you're genuine on live
Yeah.
or
And
like
I'm
online,
not
Right.
but you're
different, but
not
yeah.
it's not that you're different, it's that you're so real in person, and it's not
Yeah.
that you're like fake online. I don't mean it like
No,
that.
I
What I
didn't mean
mean
it like
is
that
like
either.
yeah, no, I know. And me and Jeremy have actually talked about this, but you're just so like feral and like don't give a fuck on
Well,
live.
and
But
Yeah.
like
really, like, you're
when you
not
meet you in person, you're like, "Oh, you actually love people." Like,
Yeah.
when you
you
talk
know
to
what I
me in
mean?
person, you're just not what you would think a 25-year
Yeah.
old. You know, like you don't
Oh no,
need
she's not a
you don't
25-year-old.
No. I
no.
mean, I've worked in the restaurant business for 10 years, so most of my friends are 10 plus years older than me.
Sure,
And being
sure.
the oldest daughter and like, experiencing life the way that I did, I feel like I matured really fast. And I take pride in my maturity. And that sounds
Yeah.
kind of
Right.
like
No, you can tell
cliche or
though.
whatever, but like
You can
I
tell.
like I'd rather be known as Zoe's the most mature, level-headed person in the room than be known as she's the craziest, she's doing a cake stand, like whatever. Like
Yeah.
I take pride in being able to like handle myself and take care of others,
Right.
but also make sure that I'm taken care of first. But
I cheated on that
going
line
to
too.
going back to like what you were talking about with your panic attacks and stuff at work. Um, Mental health is not something that I've actually struggled with for a long time. I have struggled a lot over the past like few years, but I actually didn't even start having any like mental health. I hate to say the word issues, but issues until I was a junior in college. So a lot later in life compared to many other people. Most people they're in high school, middle school.
Right.
I don't really know what the turning point was or like what my trigger was. But I suffer from like extreme anxiety. And if I didn't tell you, you probably wouldn't know
No.
that I am the most anxious person in the room. And I remember like starting to have like the anxiety when I was like a junior in college. I had my first like anxiety attack. I was in a sorority, and it was like it was during COVID, and we were doing like preferencing and like whatever for the sorority with the people that were trying to be in our sorority. And I mean, I had a full blown like curled up in a ball, bawling my eyes out, like call my mom, call an ambulance, like, and I had never experienced that before.
The worst part is the first time you have your panic attack, you literally think you're having a heart attack.
Yeah.
Like it feels like you're dying.
And I mean, my family doesn't have like a huge history with mental like mental health. I mean, I'm not going to, tell my family's business, but
Right.
there's not a lot of, mental health, and it's not talked about a lot in my family. So like, there was one person I knew that I could go to, and it was my mom, obviously. And I was like, hey, like, this happened to me. I don't know why this is happening to me. And she was like, well, maybe you should go see, the campus doctor and like talk about how you're feeling, yada, yada, yada. So I was junior in college in like 2021. And I kind of like was on different medications and like was able to really control my anxiety. Like I didn't have anxiety attacks like ever after that for a while. And then I guess, and I think about this a lot because like I am with anxiety. But I feel like, 2020, 2019 was a very, very different time than 2024, 2025, 2026. A lot of shit has happened in the world since then. And I feel like a lot of my anxiety, I feel like, comes from these crazy things that are happening, and I think that it's going to happen to me. Because I would say my worst year for mental health was 2024. I had stopped taking any anxiety medication for about a year, and I felt amazing. I was like, oh, I don't need this anymore. Like, I'm on cloud 9. Like, this is amazing. And I would say probably about a year living with my mom, I started having like a little bit of anxiety, but I wasn't like having like full-blown anxiety attacks. But it was when I moved out and I was living with my friend, I was having like full-blown like hyperventilating, like dry heaving, like having to pace, like I was about to call ambulances like every day. Literally every day. And that was like my breaking point. I was like, I cannot live like this anymore. I need to quit being a baby and I need to go get help, because a lot of people will just suffer in silence. They don't have like that. They don't have the support system. And at this point, I had other people in my family who were like, oh, I'm experiencing this. And, I'm on this type of medication and I'm on this. And you really don't realize how bad and how much mental health affects people. Like people are like, oh, like, but there's people in my family who I didn't even know were experiencing these things until I was like, I'm experiencing this and I want to share that with you because I love you and I care about you. And I want, for you to be able to understand how I'm feeling and like where I'm coming from and, in this moment. So that was like end of 2024. I was got on a different string of medications, different from what I had been taking in the past, like your typical like SSRIs. I switched to like more neurological pill medication. And I was like, it takes a while if you're not familiar. Taking medication for, anxiety, depression, bipolar, any mental health, it doesn't just happen overnight. Like
you have to put in the work for it.
You have to work. If you want it, like, you have to work for it. And that was something I had to tell myself, like, Zoe, if you want to be successful in your career and become a police officer, you cannot be having panic attacks every single day. Right. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. And it took a lot of me to like really get to the point where I was like comfortable talking, because I'd never been to therapy. I had never talked about my feelings. I mean, my family is very lovey-dovey, but we were never like, let's sit down and talk about how we felt. You know what I mean? Like, we were not like, I feel sad because this happened today. So I've never been like super keen on like sharing my emotions with people. Right. So it was really hard for me to, get that help and be able to talk to somebody that I don't even know about my emotions, let alone telling my best friends, my mom or my dad or whatever. And then I ended up moving here, and I was on that regimen for, I was taking it every day. And I moved here, I was on cloud 9. I was with my boyfriend 24/7, like yada, yada, yada. But you don't realize, even when you're at your highest, mental health does not care.
No.
So
no,
I was still having crippling anxiety. But I wasn't having panic attacks. And I was like, this medication is not making me sick. It's not making me, not want to eat. It's regulating me enough to have a normal life. Whereas, a year ago, I was not able to have a normal life. So I'm able to, do these things that I couldn't do a year ago, but I do still have the crippling anxiety, but medication isn't a fix for everything. So I was like, you know what? I really need to hone in and like find my peace and like find my people and like really practice, working out, finding hobbies. And like, I look now and it's like, I'm still every single day waking up, crippling anxiety, but I've thought and use different things in order to calm myself down, which is, when Courtney was talking about when she was having, panic attacks at work, I'm like, okay, let me get the cold rag, let me get the hydroxine, let me get the fan, because I've been in situations where I've tried everything in order to calm myself down, because you don't want to, like, it gets to a point where you think you're going to die. It's like, I'm going to freaking die right now if I don't figure
when
out.
you saw me, like, I legitimately was not breathing.
Yeah, like, I literally would be in that, like, there was times I would call my mom. I would call mom and be like, I need you to just talk about whatever. I'm like, talk about something so I can get my brain off the fact that my heart is going 200 beats per minute. I can't see straight and I can't think straight. So just talk about whatever on the phone with me.
I think that's one of the things that like made us close.
Yeah.
Was that like time in my life where I was like really going through it, and nobody at work knew. Like there was like 3 people at work that knew what was going on with me. And like literally my boss, one other of my employees, and Zoe. That was like it. Those were the only 3 people that I had told anything to, because I just didn't feel the need to like put it out there. And it's also different when you're a manager and like you don't want, and especially in the restaurant industry, like you don't want to be seen as vulnerable because it's such a hard industry to be in. And like you just have to be like on your A game. You have to pay attention to 100 things at one time. And so it's really hard to like show that vulnerability. So like, man, when I'm telling you, if like if Zoe was on shift, like I would just be like, Zoe, like I need you to like reel me back in like right now. Like we have 5 minutes, bitch. We need to do this right now.
I would say one of my like most proudest moments is like being able to recognize what works for me and like use that to help you or like help others. And like today, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Today, it was probably like 1 o'clock. I had been at work for a few hours, and I started to get that feeling in my chest. I started to get the, oh my God, we're gonna die. Like my heart is racing. We're gonna die. And I've taught myself, and I think that's so huge for me, and like the growth that I've grown over, the past 2 years is like, before that would have blown me into a full-blown anxiety attack, and I would probably try to call an ambulance. But now it's just like, I feel that and I'm like, oh shit, like you're fine, like go do this. And I have certain things that I can do, chewing gum, and I have a fan that I carry around, or I take, antihistamine that really helps calm you. And I feel like looking back on Zoe like 2 years ago, I'm like, you poor thing. You have learned so much, and there's such a large community, especially on TikTok. A lot of the shit I learned is on TikTok. Of people who are going through the same things that you are, because a lot of people just think, oh, like mental health is depression, like it's all depression. And it's like, no, I can't my brain will not let me think certain things or do certain things because I literally like can't. And I think I have never really came into contact with people who, don't really understand mental health. But I'm super, super, like super advocate for mental health, and like making sure that you talk to people, take medication. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to take medication. I'm like, medication works wonders. I know it sucks, but like you can't just live the way that you're living. I've lived that way.
There's such a stigma too. When you say mental health, like there's such a stigma there, and it's like,
and they're like, oh, like mental hospital. Like I'm like, no, like yes, that is part of it, and there's different stages, and there's different things that cause people that cause people the way to do things and think things, but my brain was wired this way, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's not my fault. It's nobody's fault. It's literally nobody's fault.
Everybody has their way of dealing with it, and until you figure out the way that you can deal with it in a healthy and constructive way, it's hard. And especially hard when you think you're going through it alone, because like, you know, I mean, I'm not the kind of person who like wears my heart on my sleeve. Like, a lot of people don't know that I'm like, a lot of people at work had no idea that I was even struggling.
I think
until I told them.
I forget who I was talking to. I'm not going to use names, obviously, but I was talking to somebody at work, another manager, and they didn't even realize that I had crippling anxiety.
Nothing.
Because you don't portray that.
I am very I work very well under stressful situations, which is crazy for somebody with such bad anxiety. And I feel like I work so well under stressful situations because it distracts my brain, and it distracts my brain from thinking, oh my God, what if a plane hits Drake's right now?
My favorite thing to do when I was like really anxious at work was hop on Expo.
Yeah.
Because like you can get lost in like 100 tickets, and you like don't even have time to think about the fact that your heart is like pounding out of your chest.
Put me on the line, put me on Expo. I cannot just be twiddling. I can't just be walking around.
Like, do better in like high pressure situations.
Yeah, for sure. You can't think about it, and I think that
you don't have time to think about it.
Also, what drives me every day, it's like
they're coming up to your level. They have to get there. You're like starting there.
If
I'm already here, babe. Let's fucking go.
If I'm sitting here, like just sitting here, I'm gonna be thinking about random ass shit.
Oh, girl, same.
And it's gonna start a spiral in my brain. Like,
I'm like, if my house catches on fire right now, how am I getting Bear out?
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to.
What is my escape route from any angle?
I tried to do a car wash the other day, and I couldn't do it because it was too. It was like I was like, oh my God, what if I get stuck in here? What if the thing comes off and hits my car? And then and it's like everybody just thinks it's like funny. It's like, oh, like no, like my brain literally thinks these things are gonna happen, even though I know it's not going to.
Oh my God!
It's like
I know obsessive thought OCD, and it is a real thing. And it's very horrible.
I will think of the same thing over and over and over again, and it's never happened to me, but I'm constantly thinking.
There have been times I've laid in bed at night and thought about if there was an intruder. What am I doing? What am I grabbing? Any room I walk into, I look for the closest weapon.
Yeah.
I've never been attacked by a human being in my life.
Me either.
Why I think that I'm going to be attacked by somebody, especially in my own home where my husband is sleeping right next to me. But for some reason, Trevor's like not able to defend me in my own brain. It's not that he's not able to, but it's like
most intruders away. They have to climb a hill.
I feel like they're going to attack him first because he's stronger than me. So then I'm going to have to be able to defend Bear. Because it all comes back to Bear. At every given point, it's always, how am I going to make sure that Bear is protected? And I can't even imagine what it's going to be like when I have kids.
Yeah.
Oh my God, terrible. I didn't even think about
it. It's going to be terrible. Yeah. That's how it is.
My chest is getting, do you see my chest getting red?
Yeah, but I just feel like people just don't understand it until they've lived through it.
It makes me feel so crazy, but I'm so glad that like other people understand what I'm talking about, because I'm not kidding. Like, I walk into any room and I'm like, I would grab that to use it as a weapon.
I would say everybody has like an irrational fear, like spiders.
I have like 800.
Well, I have one that I am like, this has been my thing since I was like 13 maybe, and it's very irrational. It's very, very irrational.
All right, let's hear it.
I think you guys might know, I might have mentioned something, but I don't think I've ever been in this position to have to do this with you all. I am deathly afraid of elevators.
Oh, I did know that.
I did not.
Like,
I did know that.
The only time that you will find me in an elevator is if I'm blackout drunk, because I don't know any better.
Huh.
I will take, okay, well, if it's like the 17th floor or something, I'm gonna take the elevator, but I'm probably just not gonna go there. If I have to go on the 17th floor, I'm just not gonna show up. But like, I don't do elevators. Like, I'm taking the stairs all the time. Like, anywhere I go, I'm like, there has to be stairs. Going to the doctor's office, it's multiple levels, there has to be stairs. I'm going to somebody's house, you live in an apartment complex, you better have stairs. Where are the stairs? How do I get to the stairs? That's like a very compulsive like thought for me, is like, I need stairs.
I think that's a genuine fear. My fears are not genuine.
And I have had instances where I'm not afraid to make a fool of myself. I will go and ask somebody where the fucking stairs are because I'm scared of the elevator. I will ask. Because it is that, like, I will go into a full-blown panic attack if I go into an elevator.
Yeah, they're not going to want to deal with that.
I'm like, where's the stairs?
Right,
and they're like,
wow.
And I'm
right over there.
I'm like, I'm not taking the elevator. There's been times where I've like been on a date and we like would have to take the elevator, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but we can't take the elevator. And they're like, why? And I'm like, I'm scared of it. Can we take the stairs?
That's why they're ghosting you, Zoe.
But I did look it up, and it is a pretty common phobia.
Oh, it's very common.
And I think mine is just mostly like I'm also like claustrophobic. But
yeah, me too.
Like, not in like the fully claustrophobic way. Like, I can be in small spaces, but mine is like, if I'm in a small space and I have a way out, I'm fine. But if I'm like in an elevator and I have no like ready way out, that's what really throws me.
I'll tell you this, you'll never catch me spelunking.
What's that?
Cave diving.
Oh yeah, hell no.
You got me fucked up if you think I'm going in a cave. When I see those videos on TikTok of people crawling in holes that are like this big, and I'm like, you can literally get fucked.
That's
no way.
So funny you say that, because when I was like maybe like
very
13
low
or
on my list
14,
of things to do.
I went camping with my mom and her friends, like my brother and sister, and we were at Mammoth Cave. And I like started to go into the cave, and then I was like, I don't know about this, Mom. And then my sister starts freaking out, and then I started freaking out. And ever since then, I don't like it. If I don't have a vision to see how I'm getting out of the situation, like, I hate water slides that are enclosed.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't like that either. Carrot said, I just want to point this out.
Question.
He thinks that he's funny, I guess, but he said, would you call fear of an elevator an elevated fear?
I mean, I'm not like super afraid of heights, but like,
sir, you say I'm not funny.
It's not really the height factor. It's the stuck in a box inside of a big box, and you're gonna wait for somebody to let you out. Stop.
It's for me.
You know what? I just, it's not that I won't get on an elevator, but every time I'm in one, because how this works, I think about it and I'm like, if I get stuck and someone has to get me out, I've seen Final Destination.
Yeah.
And I know that I can get cut in half.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't about that life. Like, no thanks.
I'm way more scared of getting like my shoelace caught in an escalator.
Me too.
Escalators don't scare me.
Oh, those are bad for me. I'll feel so unsure of myself on those fucking things. I don't know why.
Like, I'll get on it, but the whole time I'm like looking at my shoes, like, if I fuck up,
hop off. Like,
I specifically put my feet in it is a specific spot where my feet go on that escalator.
A little bit raised, so they just slide up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
And I always check to make sure I have shoelaces on my shoes, because sometimes I just be forgetting before I get on one. And if I have shoelaces, I make sure my shoes are tied.
Yes.
Better. You get sucked down into that if you don't.
That's what I've seen it
happen to people. I think what the downfall of my anxiety was watching like the 100 Dumb Ways to Die or whatever. You guys remember that?
Oh God, yes.
Oh yeah.
That's what sparked my anxiety.
That'll do
That's
it.
probably sparked a lot of people's anxieties about a lot of dumb shit.
Well, and let's be real too. Like, so in 2020 is probably when I started with anxiety, but I also think that like COVID just brought like a weird truth to the world that like none of us expected, because all of us had lived like this certain way for like the
Yeah.
longest time. And then COVID happened and we were like, damn, anything's possible now.
Literally.
Fuck. Like, this is crazy. And so I think that's kind of what I had always had, like that obsessive thought stuff. Like even as a kid,
same.
I had it,
Me
but
too.
it was never like elevated. But then when COVID happened and like you had so many things like being released and everyone was so bored, so they just started like talking more about like conspiracy theories and the
Yeah.
things that, you know, now that we're finding out that these conspiracy theories may have been true, and like i- all that stuff like can really consume you, especially when the whole world is shut down
Yeah,
and you have nothing to
absolutely.
do but just like read into all of it.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, oh, so these like weird little fears that I had before that were just like little tiny voices are now like, oh, this could like
Reality almost.
legitimately be real. What?
Mhm.
Like, I'm terrified of space.
Oh yeah.
The idea of outer space
Mm-mm.
Yes.
genuinely fucking terrifies me. And I don't even know why. I
I can't
think
even,
it's
Read
like,
like,
wrap
about
my
the
head
Earth.
around.
Read about the Earth losing gravity then for 7 seconds on like fucking
oh, I read
August
about
12th.
it. Scared the hell out of me. I said, I
Okay.
know exactly where I will be at like 10 a.m. Eastern time on August 12th.
Just in
I'll tell
case.
you that right now. I know exactly where I'm
Is
going to
that
be.
when it's supposed to happen?
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
I don't know. I have to look
yeah.
again,
I
but
think
it's
it's
like, yeah,
around
like
there.
Now I'm
August
gonna look
12th
at it.
at like
I was
10:30 in the
watching
morning or
videos and
some
stuff. I'm
shit. And
like,
I'm
well,
like,
if this happens, you better look out because we're all just gonna get sucked off the planet, then fall back.
dude, literally, I thought about it because like we don't crate bear when I go to work, and I was like thinking about it, and I'm like, I have vaulted ceilings in my house. What if Bear's in my living room and he gets like sucked up to like 25 feet? He's gonna die when he falls. But then I'm like, he also like lays in my bed most of the time, and like if the bed were to raise, he would be on my bed. So like when it
Yeah.
fell back down, like he'd be on the bed, it'd be fine. So I'm like, do I lock him in my bedroom, or do I put him in his crate for the day? But then I'd
We
have to
know
like get his crate. Like I'm like thinking about like, do I crate my dog who
they're gonna
hasn't
be
been
like a
crated
day
in
off.
3
They're gonna
years?
be like a day and a half off. They're gonna get everything right, but not be accurate with the time, so nobody's gonna be able to be
Which
ready
is gonna
for it
piss me
anyway.
off.
As soon
I
as you start
feel like
lifting off the ground, you better run when you start to feel a little bit lighter.
Fuck! They were wrong. It's like a day early. I'm like, I wasn't
Yeah,
prepared.
right. I haven't got
I
my
feel like
toilet.
you all I feel like you all have questions for me that you want to ask.
I want to know what your favorite thing about yourself is right now.
I love that. That's my favorite question.
My favorite thing about myself would be probably just my determination.
I like that answer.
This is my first time ever living alone, you know, being completely, you know, on my own. And it's been hard. It's been really hard. It's been hard navigating that single. My mom doesn't live here anymore, so that's been another like thing. So I'm just like really determined to like stay on my feet and like
Sure.
make the most out of like what I have. I mean, God, like just I'm one determined bitch. That's all I gotta say.
So, piggybacking on that, would you be able to like genuinely say that you're proud of yourself?
Oh, 1,000%.
I love
I
that.
mean,
That's so
I
important.
I accomplished a lot of shit last year and went through a lot of shit that I never thought that I ever would go through in my whole life last year. And like I said, this is my first time ever living alone. I was able to buy my first ever brand new car. Like living alone and doing this all on my own with no partner. No, I mean, I have a support system, but nobody's like guiding me to
Nobody's helping you pay your bills. Nobody's helping you do those things.
What's been the toughest
the only
challenge?
thing.
Like, obviously, your life's changed over the past year. What's been the toughest challenge for you doing? Like, because you've almost 180'd yourself, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say like I am a very strong, independent person, but I do rely a lot and love, you know, having like a partner or like, you know, a roommate or just somebody to like come home to and like be around. And I feel like sometimes it is nice to live alone because I work with people all day for like 12 hours and then I get to come home to nobody and it's amazing. But like I am close to my family, but like I don't live with them. So it's like
it can also be very lonely.
Yeah. Like this is my first time ever like really being alone and like I feel like I've grown a lot and I am now comfortable in my loneliness. Like I love being home alone. I love coming home to nobody but my dog and my cat. But I still do love, you know, having somebody there in more ways than one. I mean, who doesn't want to come home to somebody or wait for somebody to come home? You know, cooking dinner for one person is really hard. All right, a lot of leftovers. But it has something that I've really had to become comfortable with because I never had experienced this before, living alone with nobody, not even a boyfriend, you know, partner. So it's just kind of like that was, you know, the hardest part of it all, and like managing my time, you know, my job. My cat is asleep in my arms right now.
Is he really?
Look.
Oh, Daryl.
I don't want to move him, but he's literally asleep.
Oh, buddy. He's so snuggly. I love
looked
that
in the
he's so
mirror
snuggly.
and I just saw. Oh, I woke him up.
Oh, buddy. Okay, so here's my next question for you then. So you love how determined you are. You're proud of who you are. You've rebranded this version of Zoe who could have never, you know, you think 10 years ago, you'd never think that you are where you are now on the career path that you're on now. What are your next steps? What does the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years look like for you?
Oh God. Okay, so oh, Daryl does not want to get down. All right, you can stay.
That's okay.
I want, you know, to get into my career and start making those first like career moves, you know, moving from just a street cop to a sergeant or, you know, a detective. And building those relationships in the community and like also within my group, whatever district I'm in. I want to start a family. I mean, I see my older siblings have kids. And I'm like, oh my God, give me one. But like,
you'd be such a great mom too.
You obviously have to. I mean, you don't have to have a boyfriend to start a family, but I mean, you kind of, you know, I want to have
ideally you have a partner with you.
You have
Ideally.
a partner that's gonna, you know, be there and stay with you through, you know, everything. And that's been really hard to find. I mean, obviously I'm not telling people, oh, I'm looking for a boyfriend so we can have kids. Like, that's not remotely even close. But, you know, in the next 5 years, I'm gonna be 30 and I need to start, you know, figuring that shit out. I mean, I can't be, I mean, like you said, I mean, you want to start a family, Courtney, and, you know, working in the industry that we do, or you did, but I do, it is really hard, you know? And
that was my main motivator to leave. Was it's not that I didn't love what I was doing, and it's not that I didn't, you know, love the people I worked with. It was simply that it wasn't going to work for the lifestyle that I want.
Yeah. And thankfully, you already had the husband, so you had that part.
Yeah, that's fair.
I still gotta find the husband.
But I didn't get married until I was 28, Zoe.
Yeah. Like, I'm not in a hurry to get married, but, you know, it would be nice to find somebody who has, like, the same morals, the same values, you know.
And the same wants,
same wants and needs, and, you know, build off that. Because, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna be 30 in 5 years, and I want to be.
All right, fellas. So anybody watching this episode, we're taking applications. You can send them to,
Jeremy or Court Snort.
Yeah, the Toxic Jeremy or Court Snort, or you can send them to, what is the email? It is the social media trailer park, at gmail.com. Go ahead and email in those applications for a date with Miss Zoe.
You have to live in the Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area.
I'm gonna die if we get like actual applications. I will literally die. That'll be so funny.
Be fun to bring into.
I recently
I would say let's talk about your recent date that you went on. If you're comfortable talking about it.
Yeah, I don't care. You know, I'll talk about anything. I'm not dropping. Oh my God, he wants love bad tonight. Look at him.
Him just being needy.
Can you say hi now?
Hi,
Send off
Daryl.
fish a carrot for a process.
I don't know that I would trust Carrot to vet anybody to date Zoe.
Woo, it's a lot. I'm not gonna give the whole story because you know we've been talking for a long time, but talking on the podcast for a long time, not me and
Yeah.
but I went on a date with one of my high school sweetheart. And
I'm literally gonna write a book about this one day, I swear to God.
The stories like this are always cool to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, we hung out, and you know,
And you hadn't talked in how many years?
We haven't talked in 10 years.
That is wild.
Yeah. He
Absolutely
went
wild.
like MIA. I haven't heard from him or seen him until October of last year. And there's still a lot of love there, you know, still a lot. Like, I just felt like we were just like back, you know, we were just talking how we used to. And it was crazy to me. I've never obviously experienced this, but yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I'm kind of excited to see how
I know,
that one goes.
I'm excited too. It's just
I swear to God, if he ghosts you, all hope and love is gone.
But what was I gonna say? I saw Carrot's message and then
What did he say? Hold on, let's see.
Hallmark moment for sure.
Oh, he said Hallmark moment. I don't know why mine's not opening.
This is definitely waters I've never tread through. So it is a lot to like comprehend and like think about, but I'm not mad at it at all. But yeah.
Well, I also think there's that idea of like you've changed so much and he's obviously probably changed a lot as well. And so you have to be careful in thinking too much about like where you left off and who you were when you were in high school.
We agreed to like
who you are now, like relearn who each other are.
We agreed that we're not going to bring up, you know, the bad things that happened. Like, we're just going to, you know, remember the good times and create, you know, possibly new memories and get to know each other as adults. Because that was
because I mean, even still, like we talked about this in the first episode. Even still, you know, one of the things that I talked about was my 28th birthday revelation. And like you're not even 28 yet, you know? You're still a baby. So like even between 25 and 30, you're still going to change. And like you guys are both the same age, so like you'll be doing that together hopefully. Like me and Trevor have like done a lot of that together. But it's crazy because the last time you spoke, you were a literal teenager. And so now you're in your mid 20s and you're like, I'm actually a whole different person now. And he's actually a whole different person. And you've had 10 years of experiences that are just not, I mean, you both don't even look the same anymore, you know? So it's just kind of crazy to think about that.
That's pretty exciting to think about it like
it is,
that.
But it'll be so fun to like relearn him and him to relearn and like reintroduce like the new and improved Zoe, you know?
It was like kind of like euphoric, I feel like, when we hung out. Like, it was very like, oh my God, like we still have, you know, all this chemistry after all this time. Like, this is crazy.
The best part is because you still have this like sense of comfortability because obviously you've known each other for so long.
But we haven't spoken.
But then you still get the exciting spark of like, oh, I'm still getting to know this person because like you literally have to relearn each other completely. But there's still that comfortability factor. So it's almost like even more exciting than most relationships probably because you have like you said, this like, euphoric feeling of
but like I don't know you.
Yeah.
Like
yes.
I know you.
I love that.
But I don't know you and I want to know you, the new you know. And I learned a lot and we talked about it, like we had two completely different lives we were living. We had no idea. They were in the military, I was in college, you know. So it was just very like, oh my gosh, like two very unlikely people.
Way
Way to
to
wrap it up
plug
and
that in,
put a fucking bow on
Zoe.
this thing. No, you put a bow on it.
Wow.
And that's
Yeah.
episode
Yeah,
10.
you did.
And that's episode
You
10.
did. That was episode 10, my friends. That was the best possible way that we could have absolutely wrapped this up. What a freaking, then it was like 100% not planned too.
No,
I saw the
love
light bulb go off the second
Loved
she
it.
said that.
I know.
Yeah. Well, as always, my friends, I think we're going to wrap it up here and just know that this was like such a fun episode. I literally got lost in time. And as
I know,
soon as
same.
Jeremy
I'm
said
like,
that, I
oh,
looked up
guys,
and I said,
it's
an
10:30.
hour 45. How the heck did we even do that? I feel like that was like a 5-minute episode.
This was the easiest hour 45 that I've ever put on.
Of my life.
Yeah.
Of my life. We just bullshit for an hour 45 minutes.
I can't wait to watch it though.
As always, my friends, thank you so much for being on this journey with us. We love our new unlikely friends that keep, coming into this group and enjoying us and enjoying our videos and our lives with us. We are so excited to keep growing and to keep moving forward and expanding this family that we've built. It's pretty amazing. As always, if you have not watched the first 9 episodes, please go back and watch those.
9 is crazy.
I know. Well, this is number 10. Go back and watch the last 9 episodes. This is number 10.
Lucky number 10.
Yeah, lucky number 10. Go back, watch the last 9 episodes, like and comment. Please push us out on that algorithm and make sure that you hit that bell for notifications. Thanks so much, guys. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, Zoe.